In today's health insurance landscape, you've probably been involved in many discussions, and some of the information you've heard may not be true. I'm Darren Keene with Clements & Keene Insurance, and we want to help you know the facts before you make a decision. Many people believe that their doctor or hospital may not take the plan that they get. We help you find the plan that has the highest level of doctor and hospital participation in your county. We're appointed with all the major carriers on the individual marketplace. Please give us a call today at 478-272-8019.
Allen's Heating and Cooling is your licensed Amana equipment dealer. Trust Allen's Heating and Cooling to install and service your heating and cooling unit. Allen services all brands, and with the purchase of a new Amana, offers a lifetime compressor warranty. Call Sean Clark or any of his friendly staff at Allen's Heating and Cooling, your Amana dealer. Amana lasts and lasts and lasts.
Hey everybody, it's Renee with CSB for you and me. I haven't seen you in a while, but I think it's very important that we talk about back to school, especially with the second strain of COVID. So today we're going to talk to Connie Smith and Lewis Williams. They're our Apex and AIME coordinators for all 16 counties. I want you to be able to recognize and pay attention and be prepared to see that through this episode, you'll see a phone number at the bottom of your screen. You'll see the counties that we serve. A lot of times in our conversations, it looks like we only talk about Dublin, but we provide services for 16 counties, all the way from Screven County, Waynesboro, and the Burke County area, to Wilcox, Pulaski, to Trutland, Telfair, Wheeler, and Montgomery. So we cover all 16 counties in Middle Georgia, and we have school counselors and CSI workers, which are community support individuals, in the schools that your children are attending. And I want to make sure you're aware of the services that we provide, how we work with the school counselor, how we hear from the teachers, and how we listen to you as the parents or guardians of these kids to help them build life skills, to help your family be happy and run smoothly. And that we don't nickel and dime you to try to get these services. We do not care what your insurance is. We don't even care if you have insurance. Our purpose is to help you be successful with the way you love and raise the children in your life. So please watch this episode, listen to Connie and Lewis, heed what words they say, and call on us to help you today as we learn more from CSB for you and me. Okay, I found Miss Connie Smith. Connie Smith helps with our Apex programs, which is the counselors in the school, right?
Correct.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about what's going on. We're back to school this week in most of our schools. Are we back to school in Waynesboro and Burke County?
Yes, we are back to school.
What about Emmanuel County?
We are back to school.
What about Screven County?
We are back to school.
What about Glasscock County?
Glasscock is back to school. However, as of today, they are doing virtual for about 2 weeks.
Okay, so
yes,
I say all that to show you that Miss Connie Smith knows exactly what's going on in our school systems when it comes to CSB and Middle Georgia's programs, because you are the director of our Apex program. Coordinator. You do it all.
I try.
Yeah. So tell me some of the things that are going on, or maybe some of our schools. Do we still have our counselors in the school system? How are we providing services in our schools?
All right. So with our Apex schools, we have therapists in the school systems. They are providing the individual therapy, the family therapy. Some of them are doing some groups. We also have CSI workers, which are our community support individuals, helping with those social skills, those life skills, helping the students implement whatever it is the counselor is working with them on. We are doing the behavioral health assessments. Our intake processes are done in the schools. Basically everything except for the doctor in some of our schools. But in a lot of our schools, they are seeing the doctors in the schools as well.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's very interesting.
So is there any kind of telehealth, or are counselors communicating with parents just over the phone since COVID? You know, we've got to be careful with COVID.
Right. Yes, they are doing some telehealth in the schools. What happens is our doctor, nurse practitioner, she may be in a remote location and the nurse may be at the school. They have the parents on a Zoom video call and they are doing telehealth. The student is there in the school, right there with the nurse. However, the parents are on that Zoom call and they are doing the telehealth services that way for our doctor portion of it.
And the doctor's visits, I think this is a really cool thing to think of. We're helping with kids that might be on medication.
Correct.
And so that involves the school nurse with making sure that they keep on their medication and that it stays smooth sailing.
Correct, because you know those kids, although they're taking them at home, some kids have to take that medication at school while they're at school, and so that medication is distributed to the schools with the parent's permission. The parent have to take them. We don't take the medicine to the schools. It has to be taken by the parent to the schools, and the parents have to fill out a form in order for the nurse there to give them that medication.
And we have case managers, or our CSI workers probably help coordinate with that.
Right. Our CSI workers are making sure that they are taking that medication. They keep up with that. They meet with them at least twice a month, whether it's in the school, in the home, or community. Our therapists have to meet with them at least once a month. Some of them meet with them more than once a month, depending on the severity of the case.
I think that is a beautiful picture. Now our episode is complete because I used the word beautiful. But I think it's important for our community to know we're in, CSB in Middle Georgia covers 16 counties. Mm-hmm. And that's why Miss Connie Smith is here today, because she covers all 16 counties worth of schools, which is 60.
With our Apex program, we actually cover 14 of the 16 counties. Okay. However, we are providing school-based services in all 16 counties. 2 of the counties are on a different program.
That's Lewis.
That's Lewis.
We're going to find Lewis today.
But with our Apex program, we are in 60 plus schools for Apex. And I do want to put in a plug. Over the summer, our Apex staff did a lot of community outings with our kids where they worked with them on the different social skills. They did physical activities with them. They helped them with those different coping skills that they're learning in their therapy, and those kids really enjoyed those outings.
So I think that's a great point with us getting back into school, to know that our services do transition through the summer breaks, maybe even through the Christmas breaks, because you know holidays can be stressful. So I think that is a really good point to make, that even if we're not in school, we can still help provide services for these children.
Right. Our services continue. We do not put a gap in services just because school is out. They are going to get those services, and they still get those services within the county in which they live in. They do not have to come to Dublin. If we have a student who lives in Screven, that student does not have to go to Swainsboro Clinic. They get the services within their counties.
What about Wilcox County?
Wilcox get those services in Wilcox County.
Well, what about Pulaski County?
Pulaski gets them in Pulaski.
So it doesn't matter where you live. It doesn't matter what your insurance is.
That's correct.
It doesn't. If a child needs some support, Apex is there.
Apex is there.
How do we get a child involved? I think you said a little bit about the school counselor.
With the referral process, most of the time, if a teacher is going to refer, we ask them to run that referral by the school counselor first, simply because the school counselor would know a little bit more about what's going on with that child, whether it's a true behavioral health or if it's something that the school counselor can work with that child on. But the referral goes to the school counselor, and then the school counselor sends that referral to me, and we get our intake scheduler to make contact with that parent. We do ask as counselors to make sure the parents are aware of those referrals first before they get to us, because you know no one wants their child referred to a behavioral health program without them being made aware of it first.
I think that's very respectful. I think that's a really cool system to help make sure we handle it in the proper manner and the respectful manner for the family and for that child. And with COVID, and we are still doing stuff on the phone, we can be a little bit more flexible. And we talked to Jamal a little bit about making sure that if a child has some fever or a cough, to be open and honest about it. So I guess even with our counselors, they need to make sure that everybody stays healthy and does not have COVID symptoms when we.
We make sure our counselors are wearing their masks. We tell our counselors to follow the school protocols. Even if there's a school who say you do not have to wear your mask, we're telling our staff to be extra careful. Make sure you're wearing your mask. If you have a kid in your office and the kid is showing any type of symptoms, you get that kid out, get them to the office so that their parents may be contacted, and safety precautions can be put into place. We are still doing some telehealth services. Some of the therapy is still being done over the phone. We do still have some consumers coming into the clinic. However, we are checking temperatures as they come in as well.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Connie.
You're welcome.
So this is Connie Smith with our APEX program in the schools, loving on our babies. We'll be back after this.
The kind of hot topics are things called patient-specific implants and instruments, which is where we use imaging like CT scans and MRIs to measure people's bone and look at the shapes of their bones, and then make implants and devices we use to implant the knee or hip replacement based on that particular person. And just about every company has that available, and people use it to varying degrees just based on, again, the patient's anatomy and whether there's some reason that you really need that extra assistance. There's also robotics that is starting to come out into the orthopedic world that's been in the general surgery world for a while now. We're starting to use robotic arms to do things like to help us make the cuts and shape the bone so the implants fit well.
At City of Hope Heart and Vascular Center, we do your heart right. Count on Dr. Collins A. Kortang, MD, FACC, FSCAI, and his competent staff to treat you with specialties in internal medicine, echocardiology, nuclear cardiology, general adult cardiology, and interventional cardiology. Other areas of expertise that Dr. K and his complete staff can help you with are acute and chronic heart attack management, peripheral interventions to save legs, heart rhythm abnormalities. So count on the professional and knowledgeable staff at Dr. Kortang's City of Hope today. Call 478-353-1970, City of Hope Heart and Vascular Center. See us today at 207A Fairview Park Drive in Dublin. If you've never had a cardiologist or if you need a second opinion, come see City of Hope Heart and Vascular Center today.
All right, I'm back with CSB for you and me, and we just heard from Connie Smith in our school-based services through APEX. And I know we have a lot of acronyms and a lot of funny names, but APEX is a grant funding support that we have. But AIME, A-I-M-E, is an additional support that we have that helps complete our 16 county coverage. So those two counties are
Montgomery County and Truitland County.
And this is Lewis Williams, who is the director of our AIME program.
AIME project, yes ma'am.
AIME project. He does a lot more than that, I'm just going to say. But I think it's very important for our people in, what'd you say, Montgomery?
Montgomery and Truitland County.
And Truitland County to know that these supports are for them also. Yes. So tell me a little bit about how we have our behavioral health specialists and support teams in the schools.
Most certainly. Well, our AIME project has allowed us to place a therapist as well as a community support individual staff member into the school system in the Montgomery County Elementary, Middle High, Truitland County Elementary, as well as Middle High. And they are there to provide therapeutic services to the consumers who may be struggling or dealing with a behavioral health challenge.
Is that the same process for services as the APEX program?
Yes, ma'am. It is mirrored exactly the same. However, it's just a different funding source.
So you still get in touch with your school counselor.
Most certainly.
You make sure the teachers and the school counselor know about the situation. The school counselor contacts the parents.
Yes.
To make sure the parents are aware of the referral, and then the referral's turned in to you?
Yes, yes, ma'am. Myself, as well as Brendan McLean. He is also our intake director and coordinator at Building 4.
So do y'all do the intakes at the schools too?
Yes, ma'am. So with this funding, it has afforded us the opportunity to not allow the consumers or the students to leave school to come in Clinton to receive those services. So with this funding, we're able to provide the behavioral health assessments, which is the initial intake in the school system. Another good thing about AIME that we're moving towards and we're so close to now is to provide our doctor services right from the school virtually, which will be telehealth. So for those rural areas, that's where we receive the funding for, to reach those rural areas who may not have the resources. So we're able to provide that as well.
Yeah, transportation is always a struggle.
Most certainly it is.
Tell me about how COVID has affected the AIME program and what your staff's doing to be cautious with COVID.
Okay. Well, as we know, AIME has caused us to sometimes, we had to go into shelter to be safe during this period of time. One thing that we never stopped, and that was providing services to our community. We had to change our technique in which we delivered the services, but the services were still rendered. We moved to our telehealth services where we were making contact over the phone. Once prior to Delta coming on the scene, when things kind of calmed down, we began back in the community, and we're still in the community, but we're being very cautious by utilizing our masks, our socially distancing, and also utilizing the questionnaire to see, have you been in contact with anyone with COVID? Are you having any symptoms? Just taking those extra precautions to ensure the safety of our staff and the consumers in which we serve.
Yeah, I think that's very important, and life is stressful right now.
It is.
And sometimes kids just comprehending what COVID is could be something that we could help support with. So I'm very thankful, and I'm very proud to say that services, you said services never stop.
They never stopped.
So no matter what is thrown at us as a community, as a nation, as the world, when it comes to a pandemic, getting creative on making sure we love and support on our kids, it's a beautiful thing.
Yes, indeed. And we're resilient.
Yeah.
And that's who we are.
Yeah.
We make sure that we still deliver that we set out to do. Our method may change, but the delivery will still go forth.
Yeah, I think that's a really cool thing. Let's talk a little bit about our Federation of Families.
Yes.
Are we still doing our meetings?
We are still doing our meetings. They're still virtual, which we kind of like because we're able to reach. With the AIME funding, we are targeting our 10 counties on this side in Region 5. But with this, it has allowed us to open up. So we're serving in our federation all 16 counties. So that's the good thing about being virtual, is because you're able to reach more people to provide a wealth of knowledge. So we're still doing those via Zoom every third Thursday at 6 p.m. We do have a flyer that we send out to our families. It's open to the community. And we're also planning our big shebang for October, and that's our drive-through trunk or treat. So we're planning, we have different spurts where we come together face to face, but for the most part, for the informative part of it, we utilize Zoom.
So Families of Federations is a group, so parent support group that is led by parents who are in the same shoes that you may be in. They're what we call peers. So this is a peer-led parent support group, and as he said, they are led monthly. And they're via Zoom. And again, I've talked about in other episodes, and now I'm saying it in this one, COVID is stressful, but there is a beautiful underlining support system that we have found and become creative to find by using Zoom to make sure we're still providing those services, which means it doesn't matter if you're part of our program or not. So whether you've gone through the intake, whether you've talked to your school counselor, where they can find the flyers on our Facebook page.
Yes.
What's our Facebook page?
Our Facebook page, we post it also on the SOAR Clubhouse page. We post it on the CSB Middle Georgia page. And so it's everywhere. We have our Standing Tall Facebook page. We have our Stronger Together Facebook page. The flyer is all over social media.
Okay, so if you can't find the information and you're interested in it, you can also call 478-272-1190. Ask for Building 4 and say, I need the link to our parent support group, because we've talked about suicide. We've talked about the importance of a mom and dad, or a male or female in a child's life.
Right.
We've talked about stress.
Bullying, the anxiety of COVID itself.
Yeah.
We've dealt with that. Last month, we had a very, very good one. It was talking about what an individualized education program or plan and a 504 plan, what that entails. How do you know if you qualify, if your child qualifies? So it's just an array of different things that we educate our families on. And not only do we talk to the parents, we allow them to talk back.
Yeah.
And that's the part that we love. They're able to come in the judgment-free zone and talk about anything that's pressing on them, even outside of the topic. If it's pressing, we want to make sure we reach them and talk with them about it.
And there's door prizes.
Most certainly. We're always giving away something, and
Yeah.
we love it. We love it. Last month, we gave away a $75 gift card, $50 gift card, and a $25 gift card. So there's several different prizes. Depending on the theme of the month is what we kind of cater those giveaways to, and it's totally free.
So I think this episode, it's very important to know, we know back to school is here. We know COVID is here.
Yes.
But do you have confidence and peace that behavioral health specialists are here, that we're in the school, that if parents need support, there are support groups for you as a parent? And it doesn't matter with our parent support groups, whether your child's in our program or not, whatever county you're in, it does not matter. If you could have a family in Tennessee who might just need to listen and get some information, and that's just randomly off the top of my head. But I think it is really cool how we've become creative and how we provide services. And I think it's important for our viewers to see that we are not penny pinching. We are not trying to take people's money. We really, truly care about the children
Yes,
that
we
we're
do.
serving and
Yes,
the
we do.
families.
Yes.
And we meet them in the community.
Where they are.
Where they are.
Where they are.
So we're going to take a break, but please know that this is very important and we want to be there to help you with your child, help you with your family to be successful and happy during COVID and back to school.
Maybe he landed here totally by coincidence. But if by chance he's admiring your fresh coat of Benjamin Moore soft sky blue, well, that's a pretty high compliment. Coming from an expert.
Quality products and installation since 1985. That's 4 Seasons.
Community Bank of Dublin Lawrence County is here to help with all of your financial needs. Our team knows what it takes to make life easy and convenient and will help you get set up with our mobile and online banking. We founded Community Bank on common sense banking and a dedication to help people just like you. Our loan officer Gail Rainey and branch manager Amy Thompson know what it takes to make life easy and convenient and can help you with loans with almost everything, from your automobile, home, land, or any financial goals you have. Come visit us today. Community Bank of Dublin Lawrence County, where common sense banking never goes out of style.
The City of Dublin Natural Gas provides the most cost-efficient source of energy available today. So for your home, choose the most natural resource. Safe, clean, efficient. All new subdivisions around the Dublin area have natural gas available. Start reducing your energy bills today with Dublin City Natural Gas Department. Natural gas, the smart choice. Call 277-5048 today and let us help you start saving today.
All right, y'all, we're back, and I just want to give Lewis a moment to talk to you, to explain to you, to try to get across to you how important it is to ask for our services and let us support you as a community and as the Community Service Board of Middle Georgia through our AIME project. So Lewis, please share, please talk to our viewers, tell them about what your mission is, your vision, the purpose of what we're doing and how important it is.
Most certainly. If you're watching and maybe you have a child who is having behavior issues, you may not even understand them yourself. You're at your ends with, you don't know where to go, what to do, who to talk to. You're afraid of the stigma that comes behind saying taking your child to mental health. If you're that parent, if you're that guardian, if you're that aunt, that uncle, that cousin, that friend, please, please reach out to us. Our number is 478-272-1190. Ask for our child and adolescent department. we're here to be of service to you. Our whole theme and our whole mission and motto is to meet you exactly where you are. We're not about passing judgment. We're here to meet you at your point of need to ensure a better success and a better life, and also to equip you with the tools in which you would need to be a successful parent, to make sure that you and your child never have to relive that cycle where you once were. So that's our mission. That is our goal. If you need us, please give us a call.
I want to make sure our viewers are aware that when I say we cover 16 counties, we're not talking about just Lewis and Connie working with these 16 counties. We have multiple teams. We have over 400 staff that are in different counties that are willing and able to love on your children, to love on your family, to come to your home, to meet you at McDonald's, to go to the library, to meet you at the driver's license office, to help make sure that your life skills and life efforts, your goals are met for your children and for you as a guardian. So know that when you watch CSB for you and me, you see Connie and you see Lewis, you see Jamal all the time. You recognize their faces, but they have a team. There are many people that are in your community that want to support and love on you and your family and your children. So just know that what you're hearing today on this episode is coming from Connie and Lewis, but there's so many people on our team, our counselors, our CSI workers. We've got different ones for different schools. So when somebody says that they're a CSB employee or they work with the APEX or AIME program, they have a badge. You know who they are. You expect to see them, and you will know their names. And you will be prepared from your school counselor and the teachers to know before the services are started that your child has been referred to us for these support systems. Behavioral challenges happen in every family. Behavioral challenges happens to every child. It is a normal thing to be frustrated with your children. It is a normal thing for your child to not be able to express how they feel or what's going on. So please take the words from Connie and Lewis. Know that they have a special team that works with you, that will work with your child, will work with the teachers to help give you the supports that you need. This is CSB for you and me, and I'm Renee, and I hope you hear us. I hope you see that it's just a phone call away. Look at the bottom of your screen for the phone number and the counties that we serve.